This is Golf with Jay Delsing. A two-time All-American at UCLA. Competed in nearly 700 PGA Tour events, 7 professional wins to his credit. Over 30 years of professional golf experience. A member of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame and the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. This is Golf with Jay Delsing.
Welcome into Golf with Jay Delsing, and with Jay Delsing, I'm Dan McLaughlin, as we come to you on this Sunday morning from Family Golf and Learning Center. We're in the scoring lab, which is truly one of the most unique aspects of this place. They have got the bays. They've got indoor-outdoor bays. They've got the sim leagues. They've got, as I mentioned, the scoring lab. So if you want to putt, you want to chip, they've got all that here. We'll visit with Adam Betz coming up, the owner and proprietor of Family Golf and Learning Center. Before we get to that, Jay Bird, always great to see you.
Danny, good morning. Yeah, it's great to be with you. This place is sweet. Adam Betz and his team. If you even think about anything golf, get your butt right on over here to Family Golf and Learning Center, right here in Kirkwood, down in the bottoms over here by the athletic fields. And you got putt. There's people out putting. There's a phenomenal short game area. There's everything you want. You want to grab a sandwich? We got the Back Nine Bar and Grill. I mean, what's missing? We got Zach Cutler upstairs, who's taking care of people's backs and helping them with their mechanics. I mean, what'd they miss?
So here we are on a Sunday morning, and the sim leagues have kicked off. They are all over the place in terms of the times that you can participate. A sim league is something that when it's cold outside, let's explain it. A sim league is something that, you know what, if you want to get into a hitting bay, you can do it, come out with your buddies, and have a little fun and play any course in the world that you want to.
Well, Danny, it's one of the things that is so cool about where we are in this time in history for golf, because back in the day, it got cold, like we're in a northern state where it gets cold and seasonal. You were done, man. Guys would be putting up nets in their garage, Danny, and stuff if they had a basement. No, my dad wouldn't let me. We only had a one-car garage, and my mom used it as a closet.
So how did you, when you're on tour and all of a sudden the season ends and you're coming back to St. Louis and it's ice cold, did you just put the clubs down, or did you say, well, I need to do some stretching, hit some balls, find a place to go hit balls?
I did my physical fitness. I did my running. I did my lifting. I did all that, but I did not play. If there was a time to work on something, and not that I didn't need to work on something, but, man, a lot of times, Danny, at the end of that year, I was cooked. I was just exhausted, and I needed a break. And so what I really did was I was a full-time dad. I got up. I don't think I missed one morning getting up with the girls, making them breakfast, driving them to school. And I can remember one day Gemma coming up, and she had the toaster in her hand, and she lays it right next to my face. I'm sound asleep, and Gemma, this little bitty girl with this deep voice, Dad, waffles. And I'm like, whoa, what's a toaster doing in the bed, And I'm like, I'll be right there, Gemma.
But you were happy to do it.
I know, it was fun. So for me, it was really important to get away. But Danny, it's kind of like the way I grew up. We played, and then once the weather got cold, we played football, we played soccer, we played basketball, we played the other sports. And so it was good for me to get away.
So the sim leagues, which is where we were going with this. Yeah. So you grab some buddies, you come on out, you're in one of the hitting bays in the heat inside. Not that it's like 95 degrees, but you're nice and warm. It's comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And you play in these leagues, and these leagues make it a lot of fun when it's ice cold outside to still swing the golf club.
100%, D. And one of the things that's happened because our numbers are so high and because we've done so well with all of those, it's because of sim leagues and stuff like that. Folks in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, sim leagues are going all the time. So people are getting their golf on in the winter. It might be 4 feet of snow outside. outside. They're playing Pebble Beach inside, drinking a beer, having a cocktail, and giving their friends trouble. Like, nice shot, Danny. Go ahead and hit the next one over there or something like that.
Hey, we're in the scoring lab, and by the way, if you look behind us.
Oh, is that sweet or what?
That's pretty sweet. You got the ocean, you got the green, you've got the sand bunkers, obviously, surrounding the green.
That's the 7th green at Pebble Beach,
Exactly.
Danny. That is such an iconic spot, and, man, it makes you just want to get out there. I've actually put a ball just about everywhere on that hole.
It's got to change with the wind being
100%.
on the ocean like that.
Danny, it's downhill about 4 yards, maybe 5, and it's 98 yards. That's how long the hole is. And in the U.S. Open, I hit a 7-iron.
That's amazing. 98 yards and you hit a 7-iron.
Yep.
So normal day, how far are you hitting your 7-iron?
170.
And you hit it at 98 yards.
I just hit this little low drill it, but yeah, it was, oh man, I've heard people have hit a 3-iron there. I heard Sam Snead hit a putter, and there's a cart path, so you tee off, there's a cart path down the left, and I heard he putted it down the cart path, got it into the bunker, and then got it up and down for par because the wind was blowing sideways so hard that he didn't think he could keep it out of the water.
Well, playing on the ocean, you're going to get that.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get the wind. You're going to get some of the wet. You're going to get the sand. You're going to get a little bit of everything that comes your way.
Oh, yeah. Pebble's so cool. But we go back to these sim leagues, like Family Golf and Learning Center has these sim leagues. So, guys, if you haven't checked out a simulator, get on familygolfonline.com, check it out, sign up. It's not expensive. You get your time, and then you can play one of the great iconic golf courses in the world on these screens. And are they exactly like it? No, but they're really, really good. And here's the other thing, T. We got the TGL coming up next month. So Tiger and Rory and all these guys from the PGA Tour are going to be doing the Sim League golf tournament, man. So come on, check it out.
So I was watching just an exhibition the other day, and I watched Tiger swing the club.
Yeah.
And he was trying to show it off, what it's going to be like indoors. And I was like, man, Tiger Woods, here we go. And it was just cool to see him swinging the golf club again, something I obviously love, and I'm a fan of the game of golf.
Oh, how can you not be? I mean, he's, everybody says he moves the needle. He is the needle,
right,
as we said on the show so many times. And I don't know, man. I just wish there was some sort of magic wand we could wave, Danny, and some of this physical stuff would go by the board and he would be able to come back, but we know that's not happened. I just don't see him being able to compete with any degree of seriousness on the PGA Tour anymore.
So I've seen you hit in these bays indoors. Yeah. So how lifelike is that when you compare? I mean, there's nothing to be compared maybe to being outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to get the conditions and hitting off of grass and that kind of stuff. But, when you compare it to when you're playing outside, what is it like?
Well, it's, again, you're on a synthetic surface and you're hitting into a screen, so it's not the same. But in terms of graphics and stuff, it's super cool, and they've only gotten better from when they started, D. So, like, you go play Pebble Beach, they've got the bunkers out there, they've got the look of the green, so you're sitting there hitting an iron shot into, say, number 3 or number 4, and it's really, really similar to what it looks like to play. So, like on number 3, you're hitting a short iron into this par 4 if you hit a good drive, and there's a bunker to the right, and there's a hedge of bushes, and it's really what it looks like. It's really, they've done a great job, and they're only getting better, Danny. That the technology is improving all the time. It's just getting better and better all the time.
Do you teach much in the base indoors?
A little bit. It's hard. I like to be able to see, for my students to be able to see where the ball flies.
So the trajectory of the ball, when how it's coming off the club, all those different things.
Yeah, but you know what's super cool, D, is you can go on these TrackMan and you can do a practice session and say, okay, I'm going to hit my, what do you hit 150 yards? Your 9-iron?
Probably 9-iron, yeah.
So you got your 9-iron. I'm going to do some specific practice. So you go over here, you come to Family Golf, you buy some time, and you go, okay, I want to do a little practice session. So RJ or one of the guys will come help you set up, and they'll have you a green set up for 150 yards.
It's amazing.
And then so what's really cool about that kind of practice, Danny, is that it records all of your misses. So let's say in 30 minutes, let's say you hit 50 balls. Well, it's going to record everyone. Okay, there's a stinker. I hit that over there. But for the most part, you throw out your very worst and you look at that dispersion and it'll give you some sort of sense that, am I always pulling my 9-iron? And then it starts stimulating you like, I really do. I hit my 9-iron left an awful lot, and it gives you some more information than you would necessarily bargain for because it has all that data.
So we're coming to you live from Family Golf and Learning Center. In just a moment, we'll visit with Adam Betz, and with Christmas just about here, there's plenty to get into in terms of maybe a Christmas gift for that golf fan in your life and what you can get out here at Family Golf and Learning Center. Do many of the pros, those that I always think of Andy North being a guy from Wisconsin. I always think Jay Delsing being in the Midwest from St. Louis. Do a lot of the guys that are playing on the tour, are they all living in Florida for the most part, or Texas or California to make sure that their games stay intact? Or do they say, you know what, I'm going to get on a simulator. I'm going to keep my swing going, and this is the way I'm going to have to do it?
Well, Danny, a lot of them use simulators wherever they live. For specific training, because one of the things and some of the data that the sim provides, that the TrackMan simulator provides, and that's what Adam's got out here at Family Golf and Learning Center. The TrackMan will provide club path, face, where your face is at impact, how much dispersion and spin is on the ball, all the things that we want to know. Now, can you get lost in that stuff for the average guy? Yes, but a tour player is looking for specific things. We want our club face coming on a certain path, and we want that club face really, really square at impact, Danny, because you hit a lot of straight shots that way.
Absolutely, and basically you're going to get a true read.
No,
it's a true read of what you're doing with your swing.
Well, here's one thing, D, we talked about, it's been years on the show, but when we were kids, we were taught a certain way to swing. Now, here's your deal. You want to hit a little draw, you swing out to the right. You want to hit a little fade, you swing out to the left. And never once was a club face mentioned. It's like just hit the ball over there. And so, Danny, anytime I would hit a ball that would hook too much, I was told I just didn't swing out to the right enough.
Right.
So, but they didn't mention the club face. So, Danny, you can swing out to the right, but if you shut the club face, the ball's going left.
Sure.
And so when these computers and these high-speed cameras and all of this great tech came out, the very first thing that guys from my generation realized, we were taught the wrong thing.
Is that right? Yeah.
We were taught that it wasn't about swing path nearly as much, Danny, as it was about club face. And if you think about it, the club face is the thing that's actually striking the ball. So what the heck, man? Why were we not plugging that in? But that is exactly what it was. And that dispelled so many questions that I had in my mind over the years where I'm like, this just doesn't feel right, man.
That's Jay. I'm Dan. We're coming to you from Family Golf and Learning Center. We're inside the scoring lab. And as I mentioned before, there's a lot to get to with Adam Betz because Christmas is just a few days away. We're coming to you as the Sim Leagues are going on a Sunday morning. Adam Betz coming up. The Car Shield studios are on the road. And this is Golf with Jay Delsing.
Are you driving an out-of-warranty car? It's only a matter of time before your out-of-warranty vehicle is in the shop costing you thousands of dollars. Auto repair costs are up nearly 20% from last year, which is 4 times the rate of inflation. If an unexpected breakdown happened today, would you be ready for that? Well, now you can be with a plan through Car Shield. Even if your car is just over 3 years old, it's still prone to expensive costs. Your car is more than just getting you from point A to point B. Traveling by car is a way of life. From picking up your kids to going to a new restaurant, cars are a daily essential. When you enroll in a car protection plan through Car Shield, you can look forward to the following. The price will never go up no matter how many claims you file, or no matter how high the mileage on your car increases. Car Shield offers protection plans that start as low as $100 per month. That's $100 per month. They have repair coverage for up to 5,000 different parts of your vehicle. Plus, when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road, you get 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance. You also get complimentary towing and rental car options. Car Shield has my back when my car breaks down, and they can have yours too. Call Car Shield today at 800-465-6550 or visit carshield.com. It's Car Shield, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Hi, this is Peter Jacobson, and you're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
Daugherty Business Solutions has been enhancing the business of our customers for the last 37 years. How do we do it? Through our expertise in technology, better use of data and analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We roll up our sleeves and collaborate. We build applications and effectively communicate with our partner clients to bring their goals and objectives to the finish line. Our award-winning Access Point program is a community game changer. With nearly 100 students in the program, mostly young African-American females are making between $55,000 and $60,000 per year right out of high school. That's right, $55,000 to $60,000 a year right after high school graduation. That's when they begin their training. CEO Ron Daugherty believes the talent is equally distributed, but access to that opportunity is not. So here's Access Point, providing more and more opportunity for those in and around our community. It's Daugherty Business Solutions.
Hi, this is Adam Betz from Family Golf Learning Center. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, any make or model, then you need to visit the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood. They are the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show. My daughter and I both drive vehicles supplied by Colin and the Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, and it's because we know we can trust them. They made the car buying experience painless and easy, and their customer service is second to none. Every single step of the car buying experience was taken care of for us. You can reach Colin at 314-966-0303, and he will answer all of your questions and put your mind at ease. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood has new or pre-owned vehicles to be purchased or leased, whichever you prefer. Once you visit the Dean Team Volkswagen on Manchester in Kirkwood, you'll be a customer for life because they will treat you like family. The Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood, the official vehicle provider of the Golf with Jay Delsing show. You've heard me talking about the APT this year, but I want to help break down what this tour is all about. Firstly, it's the Amateurs Players Tour. I was lucky and privileged to have played golf on the PGA Tour, golf's highest level, so I know what it's like to have a real strong and fair competition. For amateur golf, this is absolutely the closest thing to PGA Tour style golf in terms of fairness of handicaps and the competition. Secondly, APT is the largest amateur tour in the country. In just over 6 years, Matt Minder and his team have over 7,000 members with over 44 local chapters spread across the country. The Amateur Players Tour runs over 800 tournaments a year. 800! That number alone tells you that they are doing something right. They play some premium golf courses around the country like Paynes Valley, Kiowa Island Ocean Course, and Torrey Pines South, and many more. Go to amateurplayerstour.com and find out for yourself. That's amateurplayerstour.com.
We're coming to you on this Sunday morning from Family Golf and Learning Center. We're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions. It's Golf with Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin. That's Jay Delsing. And the CarShield studios are on the road. We're at Family Golf and Learning Center and a chance to visit with the owner, proprietor of Family Golf and Learning Center. We hear him all the time. Love having him on the show, and that's Adam Betz. And Adam, great to see you, and Merry Christmas.
Hey, thanks for having me, and it's good to see you guys as always.
And Adam, I love all the activity. Man, it's cold outside, and people are still getting their golf on. It's just great.
That's exactly right, man. Family Golf and Learning Center. You can practice any time of year, any weather. We've got the heated bays outside on the driving range. You got the simulators inside. So yeah, we've got golf practice. We're sitting inside our scoring lab, our indoor scoring lab with our practice green. You can chip and putt. You can get a lot of work done even when the weather's not very good.
So a lot of people coming out when it's cold. What's it like?
Yeah, I think so. You got all the high school boys that are prepping and getting ready for their high school season that's going to start here after the first of the year. We have our sim leagues going on throughout the weeks. We have sim leagues going on pretty much all week long, Tuesday through Friday from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock. We've got sim teams playing. It's a lot of fun. It's some fun, great competition. We're playing on our TrackMan sims, and we're changing up the format, changing up the courses every week, and all the teams are having a great time. So yeah, plenty to do when the weather is cold.
So Adam, one of the things that I was checking out while we were just walking around, went through the back nine grills. You can always come over here, get a sandwich, get a beer, get whatever you need. But and I know it's too cold now, but that new short game area is super sweet. The bunkers. Talk a little bit about that. I mean, there's nothing we were saying this before you came on. You didn't miss anything out here, man. We got a guy putting this morning on the putting green out there.
That?
No,
yeah, I know.
It's unreal.
It's amazing what you see people doing here. That's a perfect example. Like, whoa, what's that guy doing? It's really cold out there. But
be careful. I guess you almost said something else. So
well, he might be the best putter out of all of us. So and there might be a reason for that. But you're right. The short game green is fantastic out in the back. We love it. It's a 20,000 square foot green. We've put a couple bunkers around it. We've got Zoysia surrounds to practice your pitching from the fairway lies. We've got plenty of rough lies from around the greens to practice those shots out of the thick rough as well. So any and all shots that you can practice around the green are now available here at Family Golf and Learning Center, and it's available to the public, which I didn't think that was available around our town. Here in St. Louis, there just wasn't really a good quality practice facility when it came to short game. And that's what we're trying to do is fill that void.
Well, Adam, from playing at a high level like you did and just from playing on tour, there's very few spots where you can go work on that little 15 to 40 yard shot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you only need that 6, 8, 10 times every single round.
Exactly. You hit more shots from within 100 yards than any other shot. So why players don't practice that as much as they should always boggles my mind. But you also don't have the facilities available to you either. And then that's why we created that short game green. There's a lot of private clubs here in town that have great short game areas, right? But when you are not a member at a club or you need a place to go, we now have it. The short game green is fantastic.
People want to blast it, though. As you know, I mean, you get up there, people want to blast it.
Yeah, there's a few balls. There's a few balls laying around in the woods surrounding that green. I can promise you that.
So the sim leagues, describe what that is, and people have a chance to play and get their buddies come on out. In general, what's a sim league?
Yeah, so we field teams of 4. Each week we do a 9-hole competition. So this week we're doing a 9-hole scramble at the Concession Club, which is in Florida. So it's a beautiful golf club. You feel like you're in Florida when you're inside playing on the TrackMan sim.
How cool is that, though?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, I don't think people realize it. You get to dial up one of the great golf courses in the world, and you're going to be hanging out there.
There's over 300 courses on the TrackMan sim. Yeah. We pick a new one every week, so we're changing up the format. We're usually playing either a 4-person scramble or we do a 2-person scramble. Best ball between those two. And those are the 2 formats we've found most popular, so we stick with those 2. Each week you have your own competition, and that's helping you gather points for the 6-week duration of the league. So that's how we do it. It's a lot of fun.
All right, I got to – this may be a tough question to answer. The first one's easy. How many do you have? And secondly, how expensive are these?
Yeah, so for 6 weeks, it's going to be $200 per player. So it's
no. You can get into that in a moment.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I want to know the machines, man. How expensive are these machines when you're in a sim?
Oh, yeah, man. So the machines themselves are very expensive, and the technology that you get with them is what you're paying for. They're always upgrading. They're always doing software updates. They're always, perfecting their radar and making it even better than it was, the week before. And so you're investing in a piece of machinery that is capable of tracking golf balls. It's tracking what your club's doing through impact. It's tracking what your golf ball's doing. When we're talking about costs, you're going to be in the thousands of dollars.
Let's just leave it at that, right?
Let's just
it's
leave
big.
it there. And so,
and how many do you have?
We have 3 here indoors. We have one that we use outdoors for lessons and player development. We use in some of our clinics, camps, and our private lessons. And so we have 4 units here, 3 of which are used primarily inside.
So, Adam, one of the things we were talking about before you came on, but I want to get your take on this.
Well, you really sidestepped that question, but that was really good.
I thought you
that
did
was
beautifully.
Good. You did a beautiful
expensive
job.
is an answer.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Jay.
Well, no, one of the things that I think people don't appreciate the value of is when you can come, if you want to come in and just get some time, hit some practice. I just want to get some swings in.
Right.
You can get on one of these sims. Go to familygolfonline.com. You could sign yourself up for it.
Yep.
But I was telling Danny, you go out. Let's say you just hit for 30 minutes, and let's say you hit 50 balls. Yep. Having that data recorded and every one of those shots recorded, Adam, there's such value in seeing those patterns.
100%. You know, we encourage everybody that signs up for a TrackMan simulator session to get their own TrackMan profile on the app. And so after your session, that is going to be recorded, and it's going to be on your app for the rest of the time. So you can go back and look at your performance, look at your carry distances with 8 irons, look at your speeds with driver, look at your path, look at the curvature of the shots. So you're getting all that feedback. It can also serve as a baseline to where you can kind of notice and see what's improving. You know, if you and your coach or you're working on something specific that you're trying to improve upon, you're going to see that data and see if it's actually happening. And over time, hopefully that is what's occurring, is that improvement. So the TrackMan profile is incredible. The capabilities of this TrackMan and the software and everything that you can do on it it's not just you come in and play a golf course. It's not just you come in and hit some shots on the shot analysis. I mean, you can go to the driving range and work on specific shot shape. You can work on specific target practice. You can get all this feedback from several different functions in the system. So it's not just about playing, which is fun, right? The sim league and the simulator golf is great, but the practice is unbelievable in terms of the feedback and the information you leave with.
Well, what about the prices? So you mentioned 2-man, you got a 4-man. What's the prices with all this?
Yeah, so your 4-man team for your simulator league is going to sign up for $800. You're going to play 6 weeks. They're 2-hour sessions. You play 9 holes with your foursome. There are times where you play as a twosome.
That does not sound like much fun at all.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
It's so much fun. We have a blast. I have my own team. We play on Monday nights, and it's my favorite night of the week, right?
Bet your wife loves hearing that.
Yeah, she does. She's not going to listen this week. You're keeping up on your game. Yeah. You know, in St. Louis, it's hard to do that this time of year. So we're working on our games. When it's cold outside, we're not able to get out on the golf course. You're getting the feedback. I mean, after Sim League, I even have the information on how I was hitting it during Sim League on the app.
Right.
So it's just incredible feedback that I'm using throughout the week to kind of guide my practice otherwise. We encourage everybody to try to get involved in our simulator leagues or come use the TrackMan simulators here at Family Golf.
Well, Adam, here's what's interesting. We are experiencing unprecedented growth. All our numbers, the men's game is a mess. We've talked about that ad nauseum, but everything else is doing so well. And a lot of it has to do with, especially here, Family Golf and Learning Center specifically, and the Sim League specifically, because think about this. When as little as what, Adam? 5 years ago, where in the hell were you going to go in this town to go hit a golf ball in January?
Yeah, what's the place called out off of Old State? Wildwood Pub and Grill?
Yeah.
They were the first people to have sims around here. And then we had that place called
in the
Tees
Valley. Remember that
was
place?
around for a little while, and that was great, but it just didn't work out. When I opened here and had the 3 simulators, it was us and Wildwood Pub and Grill that had simulators. That was it, and that was 6 years ago now. So, now look around. You could go to every corner that you're driving down Manchester, and there's a sim facility. So it really is a benefit to utilize the technology, but it needs to be guided. That's what I think we do that's unique. We're going to teach you how to use the system. We're going to teach you you come in and you're going to use the TrackMan. Hey, what are you using it for? What would you like to work on today? Is there something specific you're trying to get? Okay, well, that's going to be shot analysis, and here's how we're going to set you up to do that, and here are the numbers you should be looking at. Are you wanting to play golf with your your buddy and just have some fun today? All right, well, let me suggest a couple golf courses. But like I said, there's just so many different functions that TrackMan offers, and it's for everybody. You could bring your kiddo and play the fun games, the interactive games, and get some interest going with the kiddos through the TrackMan simulators. It's just such an incredible system. We're happy and proud that we have it here available for everybody in St. Louis.
And Adam, and Danny, we talk about this all the time. That's what's added the depth to these numbers, and why people are like, oh no, this is just a COVID bump. You guys, it is not a COVID bump, and we are well past that.
Yeah,
and
look
at
at
what we're
we
doing.
have over 15 million off-course golfers in our country is pretty crazy.
That's a major number.
This number doubled in the last 5 years. It used to be about 7, a little under 7. Now it's over 15 million off-course golfers. These are golfers that don't go to golf courses and play golf. They activate their golfing in other ways, whether it's simulators, driving ranges, Top Golfs. And so the fact that there's that many people in the market, that's the reason for all this growth in all the simulator facilities and Top Golfs and driving ranges. We're lucky to be in that space and be in that space early enough to where we've kind of cemented ourselves in the golfing community as a place where you can come and have fun. You can do it during Simulator League. You can come with your girlfriend on date night to hit some balls. But, I think we set ourselves apart because of our player development and our model to improve your game.
Do you have juniors for the Sim League too?
We have a junior Sim League. Yeah, it's on Sundays.
Very cool.
It's incredible. These kiddos come in and they have so much fun.
So that's coming up later today.
Yeah, that's coming up later today. Exactly. And so we've been running these sim leagues. This is now the 6th week of these. So we're in our final week of this session. But we do set another session starts right after the new year. So that first full week of January after the new year, we'll start the sessions up. So take a look at our schedule. We do them Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for adults. And then the juniors are on the weekend. And the kiddos, that fills up quick. So if you're interested, I'd put your name in the hat right now.
You get a big smile on your face when you start talking about kids, and I know how near and dear the growth of the game and stuff is, but we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the golf course that you have here too.
Yeah.
You can this is a phenomenal place to take beginners and learn the game. It's also a great place for advanced golfers to go work on their short stuff.
Absolutely. We've been working really hard on getting the golf course in better shape than how it was when we first took over. The greens are fantastic. They're really, really good. I'm really proud of what we've been able to do with the greens in these 6 short years. We've got some plans to expand and improve the tee boxes next year and the green surrounds. So we're still working on improving this place even after 6 years of doing that. We still got some work to do. But the golf course is a fantastic plug for your junior golfer. It's a perfect way to get them involved in the game. It's not hard. There's one time you have to hit over water, and it's a perfect learning ground. And learning how to play golf from the green going back. We all know that everybody talks about it, but every time anybody wants to learn, they go and they grab the driver and they try to hit it as far as they can. Well, teach your kiddo to learn from the green first, and that's perfect when it comes to our golf course. And that's exactly why we've derived a lot of what we do with our junior golf camps and clinics on that golf course. We know how perfect it is for the kids, and so our programming has gotten them out onto the golf course a lot more this year, which I think is why we saw a lot of growth in our programming.
Adam Betz is our guest from Family Golf and Learning Center. If you're in the scoring lab, you'll see his big smiling face on one of the pictures. Matter of fact, there's 2 of them. He is the merchandiser of the year, public, and then also Youth Player Development won that award as well. Puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you're recognized by your peers for all the hard work you put into your facility and into this game to try to share it with more people, it's very humbling. I'm proud of those 2 awards, but I work every day to share this great game with as many people as we can. We get to share it in a unique way here with all of our unique offerings, whether you're in this scoring lab, playing on the TrackMan Sim, on the par 3 course, or on the driving range or short game. You've got golf here. You've got golf here year round, and it's just a great game to be a part of your life. It's been great to me, and that's why we're sharing it with everybody we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing in terms of a place to practice. I mean, you got it all.
Yeah,
you get touched every base.
I saw that St. Louis didn't really have a good quality practice facility outside of the private clubs, and that's what I wanted to have available for all the players that are in our town. The competitive players first and foremost, because that's my background. That's what I was growing up when I lived in town here as a high school player, we noticed that. golf can be enjoyed at any level. Everybody's on their own journey of trying to get better, trying to figure things out, trying to hit that ball a little further, a little higher. And that journey can be enjoyed no matter where you are, whether you're trying to get the ball airborne or you're trying to break 70. And so we like to be available for any and all of those golfers, from competitive down to that beginner, and have something available for everyone.
What's going on for Christmas out here? Gifts,
yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah, we've got...
What's not going on
Yeah,
for
we've
Christmas
got a
out
whole
there?
lot of gift ideas. We've got different accessories, different items, headwear. We've got bags and clubs. We've got your golf gloves, things like that. We like to suggest getting a gift card for your golfer and your family. That's a great way. You can use that gift card to pay for your simulator league. You can use it for a driver. You can pay for lessons or a club fitting. So anything on property can be used with these gift cards. You can buy those gift cards online at familygolfonline.com. Just right off the website. We'll send it to you through an email, or you can come into the shop, grab a bucket of balls, hit some balls under our heaters, and grab a gift card on your way out.
I got to say this: you got some sweet headwear.
Yeah,
I've always
I love
you got
our
some
headwear.
great variations of the logos and stuff. So get on, check the merch out.
Yeah,
The merch
I
is
love
cool.
our merch. I think our headwear sells more than anything, and I like to think that our logo stands for you're trying to improve your game. You're working hard on your game. You're trying to practice and reach your goals with your game, and that's, I think, what Family Golf stands for.
Best way to get a hold of you, lessons, that kind of thing. What's the best way to do?
Yeah, if you want to come say hi, come to Family Golf and Learning Center. We're here off Tree Court Industrial, and we can be reached online as well at www.familygolfonline.com. I'm always here, so come in, ask for me. I'd be happy to come out of my office, which is where I usually am, unfortunately. But
Somebody's got to run the place.
Yeah,
right?
somebody's got to stay working, and there's a lot of office work now that we're doing the volumes that we are, and we're as busy as we are. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I said, we've got hundreds of people coming through the door every day, and we're sharing this great game with as many people as we can in our community, and we're filling a void and a need, I think, that the St. Louis golfer needed, and we're available for those families that haven't even tried golf yet too.
100%.
So that's one of the most fun parts, is that we know that we're going to introduce golf to a whole lot of new golfers next year, and that really excites me
too.
And our staff, because that's something that we're real proud of.
And Adam, you have a teacher for everyone. You got,
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a female. I'm not sure I want to, how am I? I'm intimidated. We got 9, 10 different instructors
Yep.
down here. You'll find the right fit. And that's important. And you've told me this almost every time we talk about this, because you've got such a large staff. You got everybody covered.
Yep.
So forget about the boys network or
Yeah.
whatever's kept you away. Get rid of that. That's a New Year's resolution. Get rid of that thing.
Too many barriers in this game that have been broken down recently, especially here at Family Golf. We're watching Sim League going on. We've got guys in workout clothes and backwards hats, and they're hanging out. You don't have to have your shirt buttoned. You don't even have to know anything about golf to come here. Just come here, start asking questions. We pride ourselves on being a very encouraging and positive atmosphere where you can come in, you can learn about what road you should be on and what road we can help you kind of start if you are that beginner. And so, yes, we have somebody here for everyone. We'd love to take you on your journey with the game if you haven't started already, or if you're looking for a good place to practice or a great coach to help you with your game.
I wanted to ask you before we let you go, Tiger has his Sim League coming up.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to explode for some of the places around the country where you watch that and you say, I can do that too?
You'd have to think. I mean, that setup looks unbelievable.
Sure does.
I remember seeing it for the first time, I think on Instagram or something, and I texted my friend that he and I work here, and I was like, that is a simulator goal right there.
Yeah.
Like, look at that.
Yeah, right.
Geez Louise, that is the coolest setup I
That was
have
on
ever
steroids.
seen.
They had buzzers and bells and lights.
In a green that's changing for the break of the shot. And I mean, it's going to be really fun to watch. I can't wait to watch that. But if you want your own simulator experience, don't forget to come to Family Golf and Learning Center.
So again, the email to get a hold of you, and Christmas gifts, lessons, all that stuff that's going on.
Yeah, our online store and all the information needed is on our website, www.familygolfonline.com. Anybody's always welcome to email me. It's adam@familygolfonline.com. Email me any questions. I'd love to guide you or your family to the best program or coach for you. And we're here to help you. If you're ready to learn the game or you just want to check out the place, come on by. We're looking forward to seeing you. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas to
too,
you.
buddy. Thanks so much.
That's Adam Betz. We're at Family Golf and Learning Center on this Sunday morning. Back with more Golf with Jay Delsing in just a moment.
Recently, my nephew called me and said his basement had flooded and all the hardwood, carpet, and flooring had to be replaced. I told him I have the perfect place for you to go. At Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture, this second-generation family-owned business treats everyone just like their family. Jared Capps is continuing his mom and dad's 50-year business tradition where honesty, transparency, and service carry the day. My nephew loved the luxury vinyl product. Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture has the largest selection in the area. Whether you prefer Mohawk and the wide variety of their product lines, I love the Rev Wood product, by the way, or Karastan or Pergo Elements line, Jerseyville Flooring and Furniture will literally have you covered. You have pets? Let Jared tell you about the many sustainable flooring and carpet options that are pet-friendly but also easily maintained to keep your floors looking great every day. And don't forget about their huge selection of Lazy Boy recliners. They are awesome and one of the biggest selections in the Midwest. Call them today at 618-936-0536 and get your free estimate or set up a consultation with one of their experts. You can also go to jerseyvillecarpetandfurniture.net. Proud sponsor of Golf with Jay Delsing. I am delighted to welcome Folds of Honor to the Golf with Jay Delsing show. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney and his team donate 91% of all funds directly to these scholarships. And oh, by the way, to date, 52,000 of these life-changing scholarships have been awarded since 2007. 45% of those 52,000 scholarships have been awarded to minority recipients. So join the Folds of Honor team today and donate at foldsofhonor.com. Hey folks, we just opened the Jay Delsing Golf Shop. If you need anything golf related, you need a hoodie, you need a visor, you need a quarter zip. My daughter Gemma has spearheaded this effort and I so appreciate all of her help. But we are live and we are ready to get you into some golf gear. Folks, know this, with every single purchase, I will be donating either to the Western Golf Association in support of the Evans Scholarship Program or to Folds of Honor and the great Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. So everything that you buy from me, we're going to make a donation to those great causes. Thanks for checking it out. It's jdelsinggolfshop.com. Are you tired of watching your golf scores go up every year? Despite new equipment and even a couple lessons, you still fight that slice or your inability to get that ball up and down out of the bunker? Well, get ready to experience better golf with Elevate Golf. At Elevate Golf, we're changing the way golfers practice with our innovative and data-driven approach to learning and, most importantly, improving. We have an array of membership options where you can find the perfect fit for your golf, your lifestyle, and your budget. Whether you start in our full-service gym, the short game area that has real sand bunker, or one of our 7 TrackMan simulator bays, the team at Elevate Golf will do a complete assessment of you and your game, which is crucial because if you don't know where you're starting from, it's nearly impossible to attain a goal or a new level. Call us today at 636-265-0557 or visit us at elevategolf.com. That's ELV, the number 8, golf.com. Contact us today and get ready to play better golf.
This is Chris Nagel. And you're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
So you've been hearing me talk about one of our community's greatest contributors and most philanthropically inclined companies. Yes, of course, I'm talking about Marcone. They're the largest distributor of General Electric appliance parts in North America. Did you know that Marcone is also the largest and most trusted supplier of commercial and residential appliance parts, HVAC, plumbing, commercial kitchens, and pools and spas? All of that's in North America as well. That's right, Marcone does all that. Marcone is committed to supporting our first responders, all the branches of service in our military, our police and firefighters, and many more. From the viewing deck at the Ascension Charity Classic, founded in honor of our military heroes, to their commitment to Wreaths Across America program, Marcone is here for you and your family as well as your community. That's Marcone, the official sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Back on Golf with Jay Delsing as we come to you on this Sunday morning from Family Golf and Learning Center. Our thanks to Adam Betz. And again, 2 more sessions this winter for the Sim Leagues. Session 2, January 6th through February 13th. Session 3, February 17th through March 27th. You got 4-player teams, 6 weeks. You got the scrambles. You got the 2-man scramble, best ball. Men's, ladies, senior tees are available, and the junior Sim League as well. And that will be later today from noon to 1:30 and 1:30 to 3. That's the one I love, Jay. And our thanks to Adam, but getting the young kids involved in the game of golf.
Oh, Danny, did you see Adam's eyes light up? He just a big smile on his face when he starts talking about, those are the future. That's the future of the game. That's the guys that are going to be carrying the torch after we're gone and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. It's just fun to be around Adam. He's got great energy. He loves what he's doing. You can tell he does. And his staff is extremely welcoming, and they got everything for you out here. It's all you need.
So you learned to play golf, for fans that don't know, with your mom's clubs, ladies' clubs.
I did.
Okay.
I didn't know they were ladies' clubs.
No, you're out there just hammering the ball.
Yeah, just trying to hammer it. It didn't exactly hammer, but yeah.
So did you grab a club at all and go into your basement? You said you played other sports, obviously basketball and baseball, and your dad was a major league player.
I played soccer up until high school, yeah.
So did you grab a club ever in the winter?
No, we
Never.
didn't have any. Danny, you got to remember.
So you played until it was too cold.
Yeah, and then you got to remember, we grew up in this tiny little house up in North County, and my brother and I lived in the basement. Okay, Danny, we had a 7-foot basement ceiling.
So the ceiling, was 7 feet.
No, I
and
wasn't.
You're 6'6".
I was 6, but I. I wasn't then, but it was like you couldn't swing down there if you tried, So it wasn't. It just, I don't know. We didn't think about it. I guess we could have maybe done something in the garage. I think one time I didn't have a net, but I took one of my mom's sheets and I stuck it up in the garage and I started hitting balls off of some sort of synthetic thing. And my dad was like, "What are you doing out there?" And I'm like, "I was just trying to get," and he's like, "No."
When did you know that you were elite? And I'm serious question. Like, how old were you? And you said, "I like baseball. I like basketball. I love playing soccer, but you know what? I'm pretty damn good at this game of golf."
When I started being able to shoot under par and things like that, it gave me a tremendous amount of hope. But, I'm kind of an overly optimistic person.
You're very optimistic.
Which is kind of, a lot of people call me, "Dude, you have your head in the sand." I'm like, whatever, it's fine over here. It's nice and dark and it's cool. Leave me alone. But I guess Danny, once I started playing in tournaments and got a sense, so I won a lot of junior tournaments.
Sure.
But it wasn't like today. There weren't 200 kids playing. There are 40 kids playing. But you're not responsible for who you compete against, and ultimately it's really against the golf course. And so shooting the low score was thrilling. And then when I went to the U.S. Junior, when I was either 16 or 17, and I almost won. I think I was 16, and I almost won. That's what really
spurred you on.
It just boosted my confidence, Danny. It made me want to practice more. It made me want to. And up to then, I didn't really want to stop practicing anyway, but it just gave me more incentive. But, it's weird, D. We didn't have much golf on TV. CBS didn't. They didn't record the back 9. They recorded like 4 holes,
right.
And the golf coverage lasted an hour, and there wasn't computers. We had one TV in my house. It was a 13-inch black and white. Dude, my brother and I were the remotes. My dad was like, "Get off your butt and go change the channel." It wasn't like it. It isn't like it is now. Hell, I have 5 TVs in my house, and I'm single, me and my dog.
And that's in your bedroom.
Exactly. It's stupid. So, it's just a totally different time. But once the interesting thing is, I thought I was getting good, and then I got a lesson in this pro. Thank God he did this, and thank God I stuck with it. But he changed my grip. I had a 10-finger grip, Danny, and it looked like I was riding a Harley Davidson. I was following my dad's lead. My dad didn't know anything about this.
So you did not have an
interlock. He was left-handed. I didn't. My hands weren't even touching.
Wow.
It was like a true baseball grip.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
I hooked
I bet.
Oh, man, could I hook. And then all of a sudden he changed my grip, Danny. I'll never forget this. His name was Ed Griffiths. I had never had a lesson, and I was 16 years old, and he said, you got to put your hands on the club this way. And Danny, I sat on the far end of the range after I got finished working at Norwood with tears running down my eyes because all I could hit was a pop-up to the right, a pop-up to the – and I'm like, he's killed me.
Mm-hmm.
I was hitting these low, hard hooks, and it felt good. It was terrible, but it felt really good. And then all of a sudden, probably after 3 or 4 days, it started coming around, and
Amazing.
I was like, oh, man, because I was bummed. I mean, it was hard.
All right, I got the tip of the cap.
I love it.
This week. Now,
go, baby, go.
The tip of the cap is brought to you by
Dean Team Volkswagen of Kirkwood. My buddy Colin Byrne, I just saw him this week. 314-966-0303. He can get you any kind of car. He's a great guy.
So I'm going to jump around on the tip of the cap.
Let's go.
My tip of the cap is to Jay Delsing.
Oh.
No, I'll tell you why. Jay Delsing taught one of my kids and teaches another, and Avery is my daughter, and she was just named as the player of the year in the area by the Post-Dispatch.
Well, hang on a minute.
Okay.
The entire state of Missouri.
So she's the player of the year.
Female golfer of the year in the state of Missouri.
One of the biggest regrets I have, and we were talking about this on the way over, is I wish I could have gotten my kids to learn the game of golf better from Jay Delsing. And the strides that she's made in 2 to 3 years by you teaching her got her to this level, and she's headed to Richmond on a golf scholarship. And I can't say thank you enough, Jay.
Oh, my gosh. You're giving me too much credit. Your daughter is an absolute athletic stud. I mean, she was a starting center at Visitation Academy in basketball as a freshman. She is incredibly gifted. I'm just helping her. This diamond is shining. We are just kind of polishing
Jay, it doesn't happen without you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. She's really
I do know
good.
that, and I just can't say thank you enough.
I love your daughter. She's like my 5th daughter, and I was telling you when people look at her, give her, I'm like, keep your eyes to yourself over there, Buster. I don't want any of these teenage kids coming around. She's absolutely gorgeous daughter too, but she's only a 4.0 student and all this other things. She's a great kid. You and Libby have done a great job.
So thank you, and I'm going to tip my cap to Family Golf and Learning Center. On the way over here, we drove together. You know all the shortcuts on how to get here.
Yeah.
And I say that Family Golf and Learning Center is also a part of the journey for my daughter and my son learning the game of golf. And when it's too cold, you guys are out at the heated bays, whether you want to be there or not, Jay, because my daughter's driving you crazy to watch her hit balls. But
she's got me on speed dial.
She has got you on speed dial. I think you're more of a psychologist than you are the teacher.
Well, you've got the twins, so you've got 2 boys and 2 girls. The girls can get a little jumpy every once in a while. You just got to put them back on the rails. It's fine. I look at Avery. I'm like, we're fine. We're fine. And
you got 4 girls. You know how to deal with it.
Oh, that's fine. We're good. I tell you, you know this to be true. There is no one at her age anywhere in this country that's going to outwork this young lady, your daughter. She is a hard worker. You give her a task, and she is all over it. And so right now we're working a little on her downswing. We're working on leveling her body out a little bit and stuff. And there's no question in my mind, Danny, that she's going to get it. And that she just, I watched her. We lowered her arms a little bit in her golf. I mean, she just won't stop. Well, she won't stop, and when you put that kind of work ethic with that kind of talent and the desire, you got a champion. And that's what she is.
So, thank you.
My pleasure. It is a real pleasure, and thank you for giving me those props. But she deserved. I didn't hit one shot for her.
Yeah,
she hits it all.
Dean Team Volkswagen at Kirkwood, that's the tip of the cap.
314-966-0303. This is my favorite tip of the cap. You do this way better than I do anyway. Well, duh. 4 Emmys. But anyway, thanks to Colin and Dean Team for the support, and thank you for the kind words. But I can't wait to watch what Avery does next.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's gonna be
got
fun.
A couple state titles under her belt. She's got, she's eyeing a couple things. We talked about this the other day where she's kind of got a couple of tournaments circled. So it's look out. That's all I'm going to say.
Awesome. Thanks to Jay. We have Liam Durbin coming up. He is the assistant golf professional here at Family Golf and Learning Center. That's where we're at on this Sunday morning. Family Golf and Learning Center. If you missed it again, one of the things that they have is the Sim Leagues, 2 more sessions this winter. Session 2, January 6th through February 13th. Session 3, February 17th through March 27th. So make sure and come out, check out the facility. It is one of the preeminent facilities in the Midwest. And our thanks to Adam Betz for his support on the show. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing, coming to you from the CarShield Studios on the road, and we're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
Do you remember the golden rule? I'm sure you do, but just in case, it goes like this. Treat people the way that you'd like to be treated. At People's National Bank, that one statement is the cornerstone of what this bank is all about. Locally owned, with 23 locations in Southern Illinois and the metropolitan St. Louis area, People's National Bank parlays a robust menu of commercial or personal banking services you could possibly need with a friendly yet hardworking Midwestern attitude. Maybe you just want to do business with a bank whose entire team lives in the same neighborhoods as we do. If you're like me and doing business with someone you trust is important to you, then People's National Bank is the bank for you. Jason Rantham, local president, is here for you to call, and he'll answer any questions you may have. His personal cell is 314-974-2243. You can also find us online at peoplesnationalbank.com. People's National Bank is here for all of your banking needs.
The holiday season is here, which means gift giving for that golfer on your list. It also means colder weather, but don't let that affect your golf game. Family Golf and Learning Center is St. Louis's premier practice facility with indoor TrackMan simulators and heated driving range bays. Shop for that golfer in your family. Gift certificates, clubs, apparel, lesson packs, and more. Happy holidays from all of us at Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf. Check us out at familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com.
Hey, Jay Delsing here, and I know I speak for all of we golfers. We're always looking to try to improve our game. For me, that means I go to one place, and that one place is Pro-Am Golf in Brentwood. Tom DeGrand opened his family business in 1975 with a goal of providing St. Louis with the finest in golf equipment, instruction, and technology. Whether you need a new rangefinder, your first set of clubs, or anything else you can think of, Pro-Am Golf has just what you're looking for. If you're a scratch handicap or you carry a 20 handicap, come visit Pro-Am Golf and inquire about a lesson from Tom DeGrand. He's been fixing golf swings and making St. Louis better at golf for over 40 years. Go get your gear, lessons, or anything golf-related where I go, and that's Pro-Am Golf in Brentwood. You can also visit them online at Pro-Am Golf USA. That's ProAmGolfUSA.com. It's Pro-Am Golf, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
This is Paul Lazinger, and you're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
A professional golfer, as you watch on TV every Sunday afternoon, never ventures onto the course without his trusted caddy. This was true for me for my entire career. I want you to think of Powers Insurance as your insurance caddy that you never had. Just as my golf caddy helped me to assess risk on the golf course, Powers Insurance can do the same for you in your busy and complicated life. Tim Davis, COO at Powers Insurance, did exactly that for me and saved me over 50% on one of my coverages. A good insurance risk advisor can help you know when to take a chance or when it may be smarter to take a little more club. Give the folks at Powers Insurance a call and get a caddy for all of your insurance needs. Call them at 314-725-1414. That's 314-725-1414. That's Powers Insurance.
Golf with Jay Delsing rolls on from Family Golf and Learning Center. And with Jay Delsing, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Liam Durbin is our guest, assistant golf professional here at Family Golf and Learning Center. And we appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
You bet.
So, Liam, this is how long have you been at Family Golf and Learning Center now?
Just over 2.5 years. Started in April of 2022. So just kind of crested that
Nice.
2.5 year mark around October.
So you're a busy guy because the sim leagues are happening right now.
Very busy, yep.
And tell us about the sim leagues. What's going on here?
So we run pretty much 3 simulator league sessions throughout the year, all powered by TrackMan sims that we have at Family Golf Learning Center. First one usually rolls. This is actually the last week of it, so starts early November, rolls through kind of to mid-December. Then we take a couple week break for the holidays, then start back up January 6th. So January 6th through February 13th for the session 2, and then February 17th through March 27th. So kind of just in that time period at the winter before that spring golf starts.
Yeah, that's super. So let's give our listeners an idea of what they can expect, because the Sim League has been around, our simulators have been around, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years. But for those folks that don't really know, Liam, I mean, you're hitting balls into a screen, but give the folks kind of a rundown of what they can expect once they come out.
Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit different than playing golf outside. You're hitting a tee that you place on the ground. You're hitting your tee shots off that. You're not putting the tee in the ground. You're hitting at a screen that's about 12 feet in front of you. So definitely a little bit different there. But it's pretty instantaneous, the read. So you hit the ball, it takes less than 1 second. The shot starts displaying on the screen. There's over 150 courses on our TrackMan sim, so big selection to choose from. Some pretty unique and exclusive courses that you're able to play from the comfort of here in St. Louis or anywhere in the world that you have a TrackMan that a lot of people wouldn't have access to.
So this morning, it's a Sunday morning here on Golf with Jay Delsing. We saw some of the ladies playing, and that needs to be stressed, is that there's lady teams that come out here and play.
Yeah, we have. I usually use 3 sets of tees for the sim leagues, a men's, ladies, and a senior tee. So try to be as inclusive as you can.
I'm on the senior tees, Danny, by the way, when I play you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't cheat.
Sorry,
like that.
Liam, we had to jump in there and give that man over here a little trouble.
Yeah, we want everyone to play. So that's a big thing here at Family Golf. We in pretty much all the programs that I run or help run, we're trying to get as many people in them as we can. So having those ability to set a bunch of different tees and kind of even the playing field for a bunch of people is great.
How many people do you have playing in these leagues?
So typically we average about 17 to 20 teams. This fall session usually is our smaller one. We have 17, which is the most we've ever had. Already have about that signed up for that one that starts in January, with a few others that I know are getting ready to sign up. So yeah, I think that's about 68 players in this first one, probably a little more in sessions 2 and 3.
So, Liam, what a great gift for the golfer in your life. You don't know what to get them. Get over here, get a gift card, or get them enrolled in a sim league. Take them, put a team together. Who knows what kind of fun you could have?
Definitely. In our shop, we offer simulator punch cards. So if there's someone who is curious to try the sim and hasn't done it before, it's $200. Gets you 5 hours on the TrackMan sims. It's pretty good value if you use them at a good time. So especially if someone's curious about it, maybe doesn't want to spend the money. Definitely a great gift.
How about the kids? Are they involved in this?
Yeah, so we also do junior sim leagues, run on Sundays from 12 to 1:30 or 1:30 to 3. That's going to be 11 and up for those kids. And they play in 2-player scrambles. So they can sign up with a partner if they have a friend or sibling that they want to play with, or they can register solo. We'll pair them up with someone else that does the same.
So, Liam, when you came here, I'm really curious about this, because Adam Betz is kind of like a tsunami of positive golf vibe. When you came here, what was the first thing that you noticed here at Family Golf and Learning Center? What was the thing that impressed you the most about what's happening here?
Well, it's definitely a lot different than pretty much any golf facility I've ever been to. Especially, I didn't come from a very competitive golf background, so I played a little bit of high school golf, but it was never really my thing in terms of being or competing at it. But I wanted to work in golf because I love the game. Definitely my passion was what I wanted to do. So a lot of it's intimidating to players that haven't experienced places like this.
Yeah.
When you see the country club model and even some of the public golf courses that you go to, you have to wear collared shirts. There's a lot of rules to follow.
You got to button it all up.
Yeah, that's intimidating to a lot of people. So that was probably the biggest thing when I came here, is just we want everyone to be here.
How about parent-child? I always hear people, and we talk about that a lot, but parent-child and having a chance to come out here with the sim leagues.
So we have not done a parent-child sim league yet. In terms of, we do a lot of it on the on-course program. So in our summer months, we run those once a month. We love it as a way for students that we have enrolled in our junior clinics. We have tons of junior clinics. Our PGA Junior League is huge. So it's great to be able to have those kids come out and play with their parents. They can see improvement. If they play one in May versus one in October, they can see how their child's improving and, in a fun and competitive but not very competitive atmosphere.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and thanks for what you do.
Thanks, Dan.
You got it.
Thanks so much. Thanks for doing this with us, buddy.
Liam Durbin, the assistant golf professional here at Family Golf and Learning Center. We're on the road. We're in the scoring lab at Family Golf and Learning Center. It is the CarShield Studios on the road. That's Jay. I'm Dan. We're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
Hey, this is Jay Delsing for SSM Health Physical Therapy. Our golf program has the same screening techniques and technology as the pros on the PGA Tour use. SSM Health Physical Therapy has the Titleist Performance Institute trained physical therapists that can perform the TPI screening on you, as well as use the K-Vest 3D motion capture system. Proper posture, alignment, etc. can help you keep your game right down the middle. We have 80 locations in the St. Louis area. Call 800-518-1626 or visit them on the web at ssmphysicaltherapy.com. Your therapy, our passion.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return.
Are you driving an out-of-warranty car? It's only a matter of time before your out-of-warranty vehicle is in the shop costing you thousands of dollars. Auto repair costs are up nearly 20% from last year, which is 4 times the rate of inflation. If an unexpected breakdown happened today, would you be ready for that? Well, now you can be with a plan through CarShield. Even if your car is just over 3 years old, it's still prone to expensive costs. Your car is more than just getting you from point A to point B. Traveling by car is a way of life. From picking up your kids to going to a new restaurant, cars are a daily essential. When you enroll in a car protection plan through CarShield, you can look forward to the following. The price will never go up no matter how many claims you file, or no matter how high the mileage on your car increases. CarShield offers protection plans that start as low as $100 per month. That's $100 per month. They have repair coverage for up to 5,000 different parts of your vehicle. Plus, when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road, you get 24/7 coast-to-coast roadside assistance. You also get complimentary towing and rental car options. CarShield has my back when my car breaks down, and they can have yours too. Call CarShield today at 800-465-6550 or visit carshield.com. It's CarShield, proud sponsor of the Golf with Jay Delsing show.
Welcome to the Corn Dunes Golf Course.
I would like to welcome you all to the Corn Dunes Qualifier. The winner of today's tournament will get an automatic bid in the big banana.
There's the anglers.
I'm from the great state of Oklahoma, oil man by trade, lover by persistence, and golfer by anointment.
The metal irons. Real golf wives.
What are you doing?
The wind's picking up.
Are you going to go down a club?
I don't know, but this breeze feels amazing on my Botox.
Denzel Washington.
We've all seen you putt. I don't need that black magic voodoo nonsense that's in your putter to affect my putters.
Jesus Chips.
There's 2 things I love. It's golf and the Lord. So let's get to blessing.
Johnny Longo and the Pindicate.
The prize money, 10 times that of any other Scramble tournament. I mean, it's like the live tour of Scramble tournaments.
Scramble, the first golf comedy TV series ever.
Now available on Amazon Prime Video.
I am delighted to welcome Folds of Honor to the Golf with Jay Delsing show. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney and his team donate 91% of all funds directly to these scholarships. And oh, by the way, to date, 52,000 of these life-changing scholarships have been awarded since 2007. 45% of those 52,000 scholarships have been awarded to minority recipients. So join the Folds of Honor team today and donate at foldsofhonor.com.
Back with you on Golf with Jay Delsing, coming to you from Family Golf and Learning Center on this Sunday morning. Christmas right around the corner. Happy holidays, everyone, with Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and the Car Shield Studios on the road were presented by Darty Business Solutions. One of the things we're going to do in a couple of weeks is have Nathan Carnes come on, the VP of the PGA of America. So looking forward to that. And I'm sure one of the things that he's dealing with right now is the American Ryder Cup players and their captain will receive, and all of them are going to receive increased payments in 2025. Where do you stand on that?
Danny, I am so tired of talking about golf and the men's game that it's just as irritating as hell. If I was ever to have made one of those teams, getting paid for that would be the last thing on my mind. I mean, it would have meant I had a phenomenal 2 years. Remember, it's a 2-year point compilation, so it would have been it's too much. But I get it. Okay, whatever. The PGA of America, just so you know, has been giving the players that are participating in the Ryder Cup and the coaches $200,000.
That's what I thought, 200, right?
That goes to charity. Okay, so that has always gone to charity. So what they've done now is they've increased the charitable number to $300,000, which, to be honest with you, when I was looking at this, Danny, I was surprised a little bit because it hasn't been changed in around 20 years or so. So, okay, we're going to kick that up to $300,000. And there's a $200,000 component that's going to go to the player. Now, he can still feel free to donate that. He can, and in fact, I would expect all of these players to donate this money. I really would.
I mean, what's the difference if you're $500,000 is an incredible amount of money.
Yes.
But when you're a guy that's at the top of his game playing for the Americans in the Ryder Cup, that probably means you've made millions upon millions of dollars. So $500,000, that needs to go to charity.
Well, Danny, think about this. Sahith Theegala, one of our favorites, is a third-year player on the PGA Tour. Just made $7.5 million at the Tour Championship. $7.5 million for that tournament. I mean, and he had a great year, so he's cashed in over $10 million. I mean, well, look, we all know how taxes work. We all know $500,000 is a ridiculous amount of money. It's a huge amount of money. But for some people, that money's going to get transferred right into Uncle Sam's pocket. You can make a difference. I mean, let's take your charity, for example. You guys have raised enormous amounts of money, but and you've worked incredibly hard, 23 years of building this thing up to where you guys are making $500,000 a year for the special needs kids, and it's wonderful. But could you imagine if someone said to you, "Hey, D, how about if we give you guys $100,000? What a difference that makes for these kids, these families. It's a game changer."
I just don't like that it came to light. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Like some of the players and maybe some of the media got involved and said, "Well, you know, the money hasn't changed for 20 years, and we need to up the ante." And it kind of bothers me. I didn't need to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about the competition of the Ryder Cup.
Danny, we can't do anything in this world anymore without throwing it through the media. Why? Why can't we just get into the back room, do the right thing, call it a day? It'll eventually get brought up. Does everybody need to have highlights of their name? It just doesn't. And it's just, I guess it's, I sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but I guess that's what I am. But it just drives me. I mean, everybody has a Twitter account now. Everybody's got
except Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler doesn't,
right.
Which another reason to like him.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I truly want to know with some of the players, the best in the world that will represent their country, what they really think about it. You know, if they sit there and go, yeah, I need the extra money because I want to donate more to charity, or if they're just like, look, I was happy just being named to the Ryder Cup.
Exactly.
That's a big deal.
Exactly. And Danny, I have talked to several players. Every one of them has told me Patrick Cantlay did nothing to spark this. He did not wear a hat because of some other reason. One of the reasons was I know he was getting married the following week in Italy, and he didn't want to have the headline.
Right.
I mean, and look at some of those headlines. Holy smokes, man. But anyway, so I am dying to have this Liv, Piff, Greg Norman, all this thing just kind of file itself into the correct categories and us move on to talk about play. Like, let's the play do the talking. I mean, this is the guys are getting paid so much money and I don't begrudge them. Okay, I don't begrudge them, but is it necessarily better for the game, or is golf in a better spot? Every other part of golf, as we mentioned, is in a great spot. The men's game, weird. It's just weird. I don't know how else to say it.
How close were you to playing in a Ryder Cup, or even, you know, some of the international competition that is there, or even being a captain or an assistant?
We never had a President's Cup when I was playing.
Right.
It was a ladder thing towards the very end of my career. I was supposed to be the assistant captain for Corey Pavin when he went to Wales, and I think that was in 2013. And he got married and had a new wife, and some things happened, and it didn't happen. And I was really pissed because we'd known each other for 35 years, and I'm not going to get into the lousy details of this whole thing falling apart, but it was really petty and really stupid. And then it turns out, Danny, I don't want to have any part of that Ryder Cup because his new wife had chosen the golf bags. The golf bags broke while the caddies were carrying them. The rain gear that she supplied didn't work. The team wore all black on Sunday. All black. And I was like, what? And from what I hear from the guys that were involved, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just an absolute nightmare. And he had let her make a lot of these decisions. And it just, I mean, you're not wearing red, white, and blue on Sunday of Ryder Cup Sunday?
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, so that was the closest. And we had actually talked and had that in the works, or probably, it's interesting because we've never talked about this, but we will off the air. Probably for 20 years. I mean, we talked about it when we were in college together, and one of us made the Ryder Cup team. The other was going to be the captain. The other was going to be a co-captain, and all those sort of things. But life has a way of working itself out. I don't think about it too much anymore. And it was a tough situation, but I love watching those.
I do too.
The stuff is just like must-see TV. I'm hoping the President's Cup games more of that steam. It would help that event if the internationals just played a tiny bit better. I know that sounds horrible. I don't want to ever lose one of those. But for the most part, we had a really nice competition this past year up at Montreal, at Royal Montreal. And the spectators were great. And we're going to get the President's Cup here in St. Louis in 2030 at your home course over at Belle Reef. That's going to be spectacular to watch. So, I just can't wait. We also have the BMW Championship coming here in 2026, which is going to be
phenomenal.
Super cool.
Elevated event, too.
I know.
So you're going to see some of the best in the world coming through St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, Danny, that's actually going to be a playoff event.
That's what I thought,
Yeah, so it's going to be, you're going to have a smaller field, the best players, no cut. It'll be awesome.
So one of the other things I want to get into, too, concerning the Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black, but is the fact that, and that's in New York for those who don't know, or Long Island, I guess it is technically, but the price of the tickets. I mean, that was a big thing a couple weeks ago, just how expensive the tickets may be. But then if you put it in comparison to other sports, it's all relative because you're in New York and you're going to see a one-time, maybe a lifetime event that's coming through the States.
Danny, it's spot on. I mean, so what happens is, when you put on and I just know this from my background in my hospitality and business, if you go to a place like last Ryder Cup in the U.S. was at Whistling Straits. It's in Wisconsin. It's an incredibly pricey place, but it's still Wisconsin. So when you put on things like that, you're dealing with Wisconsin-type prices. You just are. They're still expensive, but it's nothing like New York. You just go to New York and everything pops you. You park, it costs you $100 to park. In Wisconsin, it costs you $30.
Right.
I mean, it's just, from all the years you travel, you go to New York, you just unbuckle. You pull your wallet out and hope you have something left at the end of the day. And so for them running this thing up in Long Island, and I mean, we love those golf courses out Long Island. You got Shinnecock, you got Maidstone, you've got National, you've got Sabonic. They go on and on, but it is a different stratosphere when it comes to pricing. So the tickets came out. It's $750 a day per person for this, for this event, and then. Man, there was a bunch of backlash and people were pissed and they're like, this is taking the average guy out. Well, Danny, here's what happened. They sold out in like 12 hours.
Right.
And the World Series just happened to be in New York not long after that. And guess what? The World Series tickets were way more expensive. And everybody's like, oh, I guess the Ryder Cup is, appropriately priced. And you got to kind of take your hat off to the PGA of America because they don't do anything without sussing it out, D. They're respectful. They're also wanting to put on a world-class event, and it's in New York.
Can you imagine the crowds?
Oh,
they're going to be awesome. They're going to be ready to roll.
Danny, there's nothing like the first tee at the Ryder Cup. Dude, when I was up at Hazeltine, and that was in 2016, I had never, ever experienced anything like that. And I was thinking to myself, if I'm on that tee and I got a driver in my hand, I'm going to drive the green. And it was like 480 yards. I mean, I'm thinking I've never felt so much adrenaline run through my body. And D, I'm 120 yards off the tee.
Sure.
My golf clubs aren't even in the same state with me.
Right.
And I'm thinking, holy cow, man. All of these people pulling for you, and if I'm playing in the last group, even of a major championship, and let's say I'm playing with Tiger, everybody's rooting for Tiger. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a lot of that buzz. But you're wearing the red, white, and blue, man, you're in.
Did you play much in New York or Long Island in that area?
I played not much in Long Island, but I played at Westchester County a lot. I played in a U.S. Open at Wingfoot in 2006. When I was a kid, we had an All-American tournament at Wingfoot, and that was in 1983. But I loved Westchester Country Club. I played there probably 20 years. It was a very cool venue, old school, lots of quirkiness and stuff, and it was fun.
PGA News and Notes coming up. We're coming to you on this Sunday morning from Family Golf and Learning Center. It's the CarShield Studios on the road. Golf with Jay Delsing is presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
Daugherty Business Solutions has been enhancing the business of our customers for the last 37 years. How do we do it? Through our expertise in technology, better use of data and analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We roll up our sleeves and collaborate. We build applications and effectively communicate with our partner clients to bring their goals and objectives to the finish line. Our award-winning Access Point program is a community game changer. With nearly 100 students in the program, mostly young African-American females are making between $55,000 and $60,000 per year right out of high school. That's right, $55,000 to $60,000 a year right after high school graduation. That's when they begin their training. CEO Ron Daugherty believes the talent is equally distributed, but access to that opportunity is not. So here's Access Point, providing more and more opportunity for those in and around our community. It's Daugherty Business Solutions.
For the best in Italian cuisine in St. Louis, look no further than Paul Manno's, located in Chesterfield. It's traditional Italian cooking, and their best ingredient, it's their tradition. It's cooking like Paul's grandmother used to make, and like his mother still prepares today. There are no corners cut at Paul Manos. From greeting you at the door to the pasta you'll share with your family, Paul Manos is committed to bringing you their very best anytime you share a meal at their place. It's Paul Manos, located in Chesterfield.
I am delighted to welcome Folds of Honor to the Golf with Jay Delsing show. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney and his team donate 91% of all funds directly to these scholarships. And oh, by the way, to date, 52,000 of these life-changing scholarships have been awarded since 2007. 45% of those 52,000 scholarships have been awarded to minority recipients. So join the Folds of Honor team today and donate at foldsofhonor.com.
This is Jim Hackenberg, founder of Orange Whip and Orange Whip Training. You're listening to Golf with Jay Delsing.
Hi, this is Adam Betz from Family Golf and Learning Center. At FGLC here in Kirkwood, we feature a double-decker driving range, 2 large grass tees with Tahoma Bermuda grass. You want to work on your short game? We have a short game area too, which features a 20,000 square foot green, 3 bunkers, and Zoysia surrounds. Also at Family Golf and Learning Center, don't forget about our 9-hole par 3 course, the indoor TrackMan simulators, and our performance center. If you're looking for the best golf instruction, regardless of skill, we can help. Find out more at FamilyGolfOnline.com. That's FamilyGolfOnline.com. Family Golf and Learning Center. We make St. Louis better at golf.
It's a Sunday morning. That means it's Golf with Jay Delsing coming to you from the CarShield Studios, and we are at Family Golf and Learning Center in Kirkwood. We're presented by Daugherty Business Solutions. This last week, Jay, it was interesting. I don't think it was promoted properly. I enjoy these events, but they're not getting ratings. And It was 2 of LIV's biggest stars against the PGA Tour biggest stars. Made for television event. You had Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy against Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau. I think I'm right about this off the top of my head. I think that's 7 majors combined between the foursome. I think I'm right about that, but let's get back to what it's all about.
Oh, no, I think there's more. Brooks has got 5. Bryson's got 2. Rory's got 4. How many is that? I forgot.
I don't know, but I'm way off.
And Scotty's got 2. It's
I'm
a
way
lot.
off.
It's a lot.
I'm
hey,
way
Danny,
off, Jay.
On this show, we get close.
That's right.
We're like a hand grenade. You don't have to hit the spot. You just got to get kind of close.
We don't let facts get in the way.
Of a good story ever.
So maybe it was 7 for LIV players. Let's see.
No, that's right. That's exactly right.
That's where I was thinking.
Bryson's got 2 and Brooks has got 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Rory's got 4 and Scotty's got 2.
Well, he's got 2 Masters. And has he won anything else?
I don't think so.
Just wins everything else.
Everything else. Well, just give him time.
Yeah.
He probably will.
So these are made for television.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, now guys like you and I, we knew what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching.
100%.
They're under the lights.
Yeah.
It's a fun format. They got the guys mic'd up. They're giving each other trouble. I love it. But for the casual fan out there, they have no idea it's on.
No.
And they have no idea about the format. And they just see these guys if they're flipping through their TV and, the channels and trying to find something else to watch. And they kind of, okay, all right. Then they're off to the next thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's got to be better at how they present this. And the idea of letting the golf fan know, that's even got to be better.
100%. And Danny, Rory and Scotty walk away with $5 million crypto account. I'm assuming that's still real money, but
don't let facts get in a good way.
Exactly.
Don't let it get in the way.
Don't have and please don't email about me. I don't care about crypto anyway. So I know I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. But I mean, Danny, when one of the funniest and most compelling parts of the whole night was when Charles Barkley says to Rory, I see you eating a protein bar out there. How much do you eat when you play golf? And Rory says, not as much as you, Chuck. That's the best part of the night. Yeah, I don't know how much appetite the regular guy has for these anymore, Danny. I thought like when Phil and Tiger played together, I'm like, wow, super cool.
Absolutely.
Or they played each other. But, I mean, it's really hard to say this, but these guys don't move the needle like Tiger does, man.
Do you think, this is one of the things I was thinking about, and you're probably going to tell me I'm out of my mind. Do you think the PGA Tour would be best served by playing some of their events under the lights? So bring in the lights.
I don't think you're out of your mind. I think it's
ship them in and let these guys play under the lights. Put them in primetime television.
Danny, try it. I mean,
Absolutely.
try it. I mean, if I'm a player, I think it'd be cool as hell. I
do
mean,
too.
just a little, it'd just be a little different. But this is the mentality of a tour player, Danny. When, Jim Vickers, who was from Vickers Oil, he's from Wichita, Kansas, a great guy, huge supporter of golf, decided, I'm going to sponsor a tournament. It's going to be called the International. We're playing it at my Jack Nicklaus design course in Castle Rock, right outside of Denver. But we're going to use the Stableford system. So that means every birdie you made, you got 2 points. Every bogey, you got 1 point taken off. And it was, Danny, the players complained about the system. And I'm like, guys, there's 42 events on the schedule that year. Don't play.
Right.
Just go somewhere else. Don't play. Let this guy do his thing. Come on. Nope. And eventually they acquiesced and changed the system. And I'd like, dang, man. I mean, this guy, let him do it.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the players would complain if specifically, I think you'd have to do it with a major, but the players, would they complain about being under the lights at the U.S. Open? And basically, that's what DeChambeau was. He was playing in the dark when he hit that unbelievable sand shot to win it, and then his putt. But, you think about that, and what I'm saying is he was playing in that when he recreated the shot on Golf Channel.
Yes.
But I thought it was awesome. And
I did too.
But I'm a golf nerd. You're a golf nerd.
Same.
So we would tune in. I just don't know if the average sports fan has the appetite to have that done and play some of these events under the lights.
Man, I guess it would depend on, who's playing and how that whole thing goes. I don't, Danny, I hate what the PGA Tour has done by shrinking, the cards and all that stuff. And it's really going to be, it's going to remain to be seen on how they show more golf. Like, let's show more golf and let's speed these guys up. Less standing around, less with your 2 fingers in the air and trying to figure all that. Let's speed up this game. I don't want to watch Tom Kim stand over his putt. I want to watch him putt. And when we had the Grant Thornton last week, and there was some great golf played, but man, guys, let's go.
Are you into the PNC? I love it.
I do too. I do too.
Maybe I love it because it's Tiger.
It is Tiger.
And it's Charlie.
Yep.
I like watching John Daly with his son.
Yeah.
But those are probably the ones that I want to get into and really watch, but especially with Tiger and Charlie. Tiger has his mannerisms that you always see. And
the
then
boys are coming in. We got some beers.
Oh,
we got some
hey, fellas.
golf clubs. Yeah,
so,
I love it.
But watching young Charlie and how he basically imitates everything, the walk, the swing, the putting, it's just a mirror image of watching Tiger.
It's unreal. It's one. I wonder if he practices it or if it's just ingrained because they practice together or something. But it is almost freaky how similarly they twirl the club when they take their glove off. I mean, all of these different mannerisms. Danny, I think anytime you could get like these champions together to do something like this. We used to call it like the silly season and stuff like that, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super cool. Bernard Langer gets out there and he's 65 years old and he's won this thing I don't know how many times with how many kids. You know what I mean? This guy's just an absolute stud. So I'm excited for it. I like watching it. But you know what? I'll watch Tiger wash his car, man.
Yeah, me too.
I don't give a damn.
I was so interested in this article that popped up this last week, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. But Joel Damon, who did get his tour card, we came down to the final 18 holes for him to play, and he knew that he had to shoot between 64 and 66 because he started doing the numbers. He said, I never do the numbers on what my opposition is doing.
Yep.
But in this case, I had to do it to realize what I needed to shoot. And he obviously has a great round and gets his PGA Tour card for next year. He's exempt. But he talked about waking up with the cold sweats and nearly throwing up at 3 a.m. and then staying up the rest of that day going into the final round. And I actually reading that thought of you, because you've told me many times you had knee bucklers knowing that you had to get this to drop from, let's say, 10, 8 feet, 12 feet, and you got to knock it down. And it just made me think of you.
Well, it's interesting, D, because this will show you how non-smart I am. I usually slept great.
Did you really?
Yeah. I can remember with my ex-wife, having a big fight, and I'll just lay down and go to sleep, and she'd be pissed even more because I wasn't so thinking of that. But that's like, so with the tour school, so my routine was like this, and I tried to keep it the same no matter what round. First round, fourth round, Q school, and it's tough to do because you know that if you screw this tour school up, you're out for a year.
Sure.
You've lost. And Danny, keeping your card back then started to get really, really valuable. I mean, from a sponsorship standpoint, just, one of the years I think I had almost $400,000 coming my way before I teed it up.
Sure.
Now, that happened very seldom. But when we were going through some of those golf booms and stuff like that, that happened. But for the most part, my routine was like this. I would do my work, and then when I walked away from the golf course, I either thought about golf in the best way possible, or I didn't think about it at all. And Danny, when I was younger, I'll never forget this. I was in Hartford, and I had played my morning round, and I've got an entire evening, and then an entire morning before I play again. So that's a lot of time. So you can only work out so much. You can only hit so many balls. I do my practicing. I do my workout. And then I'm like, I'm going to go see a movie. So I'm sitting in this movie. I got my popcorn. I got this whole thing. I don't know, watching something stupid probably. And I get this little voice in my head that says, you're going to miss a cut tomorrow. And it was so disruptive at the time. I didn't understand how to handle those negative thoughts. If you get a negative thought, now I absolutely know how to handle it and how to file it. And, hey, I might miss a cut, but I'm not. So the answer to that little voice is, you're right, I might miss a cut, but it's not because I'm going to be afraid. I'm going out there, I'm committing, I'm going to free it up, and I'm going to swing, and I'm going to see what happens.
To me, that sounds – well, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm sure as hell I'm not going to give in to the fear.
Well, that to me sounds like a mental coach that got to you.
Yeah.
And you were applying the things that a mental coach would teach you.
100%. And so with the tour school, it's the same stuff. I mean, Danny, think about it. You got to go out and knock your 3-footers in. It's the same putt. It's when I was good, I was a kid with a stick and a ball. And like, what are we going to do with this thing? And you look at me and like, put it in a hole. Like, okay. And when I wasn't, it's because I put all sorts of more importance. Oh, man, Danny, when I was a little kid, I had stood over all these putts. This is to win the U.S. Open. This is to win the Masters. Knocked them in all day long. All day long. Had no idea how to even putt back then, and I still did it. So it's really getting out of that consciousness and letting you just play. And if you do any sort of reading or you do any sort of stuff for the great champions in any sport, they had a way of getting themselves into this state of mind more often that made them play well. And folks, it's not about trying hard. It's trying less. It's getting you to, like, if you're a bricklayer and you're going to stand over a 10-foot putt, somebody's going to pay you to knock this thing in, try as hard as you can because you're not talented. You're a bricklayer. right?
Not a golfer, is
right,
what you're
not
saying.
a golfer, but we're practicing, Danny. And we're practicing, and the reason we train so much is to go unconscious so that we can perform when we need it. You got one putt, you got one chance, you got to be able to step up there and free that thing up. And that is the part that most people don't get. They think you're trying as hard as you can, and what you're doing is trying to get as relaxed as you can so your talent can take over.
So at what age, a lot of parents listen to this show.
Yeah.
And they may have, like you, 4 daughters playing volleyball. I've got 2 boys, 2 girls that are playing various sports. At what age would you say, you know what, it's okay to get a mental coach?
I think it depends on the kid. It really does. It depends on the kid, because for me, all through high school and all through college, I didn't think that much about it. I was like, stick, ball. I want to win. Let's go.
Yeah.
Once I got on tour, it somehow became more important. And obviously it's my job. It's my livelihood. I want a career in this. And so I put more pressure on myself. I had also had to deal with more failure. And I wasn't great at understanding that, hey, the tour play, this is a crazy stat, D. We mentioned on the show 100 times, but the tour player, not any tour player, every tour player makes 80% of their money in 6 weeks. Tiger Woods, go back to the record books, pull out his top 6 tournaments every single year, and that is 80% of his year-long money. And so, okay, maybe he won 6 times. Great. Do the math. It just works out that way. It's a game of streaks, Danny. When the putts are going in and things are going your way, you've got to not be afraid. You've got to figure out a way to keep your foot on the gas and just keep going and keep going. And ironically, my challenge as a player was never that. When I was going low, I shot some of the lowest scores of anybody. I've still got 3 course records out on PGA Tour courses. Got a 61 in Memphis. I got a 62 up in Endicott, New York. I got a couple of these. My problem was, Danny, when my game was kind of I had the hardest time keeping it on the rails. I had a hard time turning that 73 into a 69, which would have made all the difference in the world. And I shot too many of those 71, 72, 73s and could not quite figure out how to get that, my worst day of the week, down there where it didn't blow you out of the tournament.
So what would you say to a young Jay Delsing right now with the knowledge that you have, and say you're at that 71, 72, need to turn it into a 69, 68? What would you tell that kid?
Work on your short game, you big dummy. Work on your short game, because that was the difference, D.
Yeah.
You're not going to hit it. We've had Scott Fawcett on the show, and he told us, what is the thing that, I said, what is the most common thing that you tell every tour player you work with? Pal, you don't hit it nearly as good as you think you do, so stop worrying about that. And I'm like, amen. I changed my golf swing twice. I probably wouldn't have changed it ever. I would have just gone and worked on my short game and figured out my pitching and putting, and it would have been, Danny, I was so streaky with my long game that when my long game was on, it was on, and it was good enough. I just didn't know it. And when it was off,
All right, so for a hack like me, I don't understand why pros, and this may be really stupid. Why do they change their swing? There's a reason you're a pro. You've qualified. You got your PGA Tour card.
Yeah.
Tiger's changed his swing 3 different times.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Well, it's just this competitive nature. You're thinking, and it's incorrect, but you're thinking this is going to make you better. And I get that part, but then I have to have a realistic view and say, I'm winning or I'm scoring well. Right. Why am I messing with this? Well, there's the most ironic thing ever, to your point. In 1997, Tiger Woods wins the Masters by 12 strokes. He doesn't have a 3-putt. He shoots 40 on his opening 9 and wins the Masters by 12 and comes out of there saying, I've got to change my swing, because he knew he couldn't hit the shots that he needed when he needed it. Nobody has that kind of awareness, Danny, especially coming off your first major championship win. No one until him. Maybe the great Jack Nicklaus would have, but he didn't, because he went out and won again and won more than anybody else. Danny, it's a savant. It's just. I don't know what I'd have been doing. I don't
agree with you doing it back then either.
I wish you'd have talked me out of it, because I wasted a lot of time and blew out a lot of back muscles doing that. So it's interesting though. It's interesting. It was me not understanding enough about where the importance of the game needed to be and where I needed to spend my time. And you just can't pitch, chip, and putt well enough in life, period, end of story. You can't. Now, if you're one of those guys that every other time you pull your driver out, the ball goes flying into the bushes, you got to get a little better there. Yeah. But that's not what we're talking about here.
I'm talking about the best in the world changing their swings.
Yeah.
I just don't
get
it.
It's happening, and it's I don't see it working which is ironic now. But I mean, Danny, you got to remember, none of our stuff was documented. You know, like we didn't know what was going on the PGA Tour when I was in high school. We didn't.
Right.
We watched it. You watch golf on TV, and they're like, oh, that's Arnold Palmer. That's Jack Nicklaus. Here's Ben Crenshaw. Let's go outside and play. You know, there weren't all these shows that you didn't have the internet to dive into all this stuff. You had your golf magazine, and that had a bunch of pictures in it, you know, and had some articles. But it didn't have this really meaty data that could have gone, Delsing, quit changing your swing. Just go figure out how to get the ball up and down.
Interesting stuff. That's Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin. We're coming to you from Family Golf and Learning Center, the Car Shield Studios. Golf with Jay Delsing is presented by Daugherty Business Solutions.
Are you and your company struggling trying to keep up with all of your city, county, and tax state filings, Secretary of State, Department of Revenue, and FCC tax responsibilities? Well, help is on the way. Compliance Solutions is here to relieve your pain. They can prepare, file, and pay each and every one of these for you. As the industry leader, Compliance Solutions will customize a plan just for you and have you covered from start to finish. Founder and CEO Mark Lambert believes it's far more important for you to be spending time with your customers and growing your business instead of being inundated with the never-ending regulatory nightmares. Wes Johnson is the Executive Vice President, and his personal cell is 214-226-7813. Call today and be prepared to get some good old-fashioned customer service. Compliance Solutions will get you out of the weeds and back into the middle of the fairway. That number again is 214-226-7813.
Welcome to the Corn Dunes Golf Course.
I would like to welcome you all to the Corn Dunes Qualifier. The winner of today's tournament will get an automatic bid in the big banana.
There's the anglers.
I'm from the great state of Oklahoma, oil man by trade, lover by persistence, and golfer by anointment.
The metal irons. Real golf wives.
What are you doing?
The wind's picking up.
Are you going to go down a club?
I don't know, but this breeze feels amazing on my Botox.
Denzel Washington.
We've all seen you putt. I don't need that black magic voodoo nonsense that's in your putter to affect my putters.
Jesus Chips.
There's two things I love. It's golf and the Lord. So let's get to blessing.
Johnny Longo and the Pindicate.
The prize money, 10 times that of any other scramble tournament. I mean, it's like the live tour of scramble tournaments.
Scramble, the first golf comedy TV series ever.
Now available on Amazon Prime Video.
Have you noticed how expensive it is to attend or send your child to college? It's nearly impossible not to be blown away at the current cost. And oh yeah, we both know it's only going to cost more next year. Well, get ready for a game-changing solution for you, your child, and your entire family. Have you heard of the Evans Scholarship Program? This is a 120-year-old program that's been sending qualifying young men and women to college absolutely free. That's right, for no cost to you. In 2024 alone, 1,130 men and women are receiving this scholarship across 24 of the finest universities in our country. To date, over 12,000 men and women have graduated using the Evans Scholarship, with the average GPA being 3.3, and the graduating rate for these scholars is an impressive 95.6%. To qualify, you must have a strong caddy record, outstanding grades, excellent character, and a verified financial need. To find out more, visit WGAESF.org. Hey folks, we just opened the Jay Delsing Golf Shop. If you need anything golf related, you need a hoodie, you need a visor, you need a quarter zip. My daughter Gemma has spearheaded this effort, and I so appreciate all of her help. But we are live, and we are ready to get you into some golf gear. Folks, know this. With every single purchase, I will be donating either to the Western Golf Association in support of the Evans Scholarship Program or to Folds of Honor and the great Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. So Everything that you buy from me, we're going to make a donation to those great causes. Thanks for checking it out. It's jdelsinggolfshop.com.
The holiday season is here, which means gift giving for that golfer on your list. It also means colder weather, but don't let that affect your golf game. Family Golf and Learning Center is St. Louis's premier practice facility with indoor TrackMan simulators and heated driving range bays. Shop for that golfer in your family. Gift certificates, clubs, apparel, lesson packs, and more. Happy holidays from all of us at Family Golf and Learning Center, where we make St. Louis better at golf. Check us out at familygolfonline.com. That's familygolfonline.com.
Heading down the stretch from Family Golf and Learning Center on this Sunday morning with Jay Delsing. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Golf with Jay Delsing, presented by Daugherty Business Solutions, and the CarShield Studios are on the road. All right, Christmas is here. Let's talk about what you're supposed to get the golf fan for Christmas.
Okay, so if I had, let's say we had a Secret Santa thing or whatever they call that, where you draw names and stuff, and I had you. Okay. I can tell you what I would get you.
Well, I'm ready.
You would not like this.
Well, here's the thing.
You'd like it, but you'd go, you know what, man, I don't want to hit that.
Okay.
But here's what I do. I'd secretly call Libby.
You better give me a bunch of golf balls, because I need those.
I know you always love golf balls. Never a bad gift, though.
Well, I need golf balls because it's going right, left, and everywhere else.
But what I would do is I'd say, Libby, I need to check out Danny's bag. And she's going to be like, that thing's a mess, man. I'm like, I know. So I know you got a good driver, and I know you got some good wedges, and I know you got a good putter. But, dude, I would get you a 3-wood or a 4-wood. I would have to check it out, a 3 or 4-wood. And I'd get you either a 5, 6, or 7-wood, and then figure out your hybrids and get you filled in, because you hit some great. You hit when you hit a really nice drive, and I'm like, you're going to go for this? I'm like, you could pop this on. You're like, nope, I'm going to lay this up. I'm going to get it close with my wedge, and I'm like, all right, cool. You hit some monster 6-irons when you lay up, but that's your longest iron that you hit. I know you hate your 5-iron.
Hate it.
And you hate your hybrid.
Hate it.
And you don't even have a 3-wood.
No.
So that's what I would do. I would get you a couple of fairway woods. I might go for a 4-wood instead of a 3-wood. But the funny thing is, man, when you're swinging, you crash it.
Look at you. You're trying not to laugh at my swing.
No, I know. I said when you're swinging it. When you're not swinging it, your ball goes anywhere. But you got pop. And
sometimes.
When you're swinging it.
Okay.
You're swinging it. So that's what I would do for you. And then I'd throw in a dozen balls just for good measure, because I know you like a box of balls. I remember one time you walked off of the A-Tree. We were playing you and Joe and I were playing at Norwood. But we had to start on the back 9. Or we start
That's
somewhere.
Right.
And I look over and I see you with your head down and you're walking over there. You didn't have a great 9 holes. You didn't play that great. And I'm thinking, oh, man. And
you're thinking I'm going to quit.
I thought you were quitting, and you turn around. I'm like, I'm out of balls. I got to go buy some golf balls. I'm like, all right, that's awesome.
Now, what am I supposed to get you? What would
golf-wise? Well, you got me. Was that for my birthday, or was that for Christmas a couple years ago?
No, that was
the best golf gift I've ever had.
It was for your birthday.
And I tell you this every time I play. I try to make a mental note to myself to tell you every time I play how much I love my music. My Wingman, it is a Bushnell. It is phenomenal sound. We got great music when we play, and I love it. And if I still like using my laser rangefinder but if you didn't like doing that, you put the chip in your pocket, you walk out, and you set this thing up, and obviously there's a couple things you got to do ahead of time, but you walk out to your ball, and across the speaker, the music stops and tells you 187
yards. Isn't that
yards.
the craziest thing?
It's insane.
It's the craziest thing.
It's the coolest. And the other thing is, Danny, that the magnet is fantastic. That thing has only fallen off the cart one time, and that was my fault because I ran into a tree. That's another story entirely, but I'm a terrible driver. But anyway, that gift is awesome. It is an awesome gift. But if you can't think of that, you can go to jdelsinggolfshop.com, baby. Get a bunch of Jay Delsing golf gear. Oh, my sister Gemma's running that thing for me, and it's so fun. And we're donating portions of everything bought to Folds of Honor, which we love. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. I got a sweatshirt right now, and the Western Golf Association. We are pushing that. Denny, I got really bad news about the Evans Scholar. Not one young man or young woman from Kansas City or St. Louis this year qualified for an Evans Scholarship. So now they're going to go kids from Chicago and fill those up. I've got 2 young men that have reached out to me from the show that want to start caddying, and I just talked to Brent Moomey, who is the director of golf over at Algonquin. They've got a great caddy program over there. The boys are going to caddy over there, and we're going to get them involved in the Evans Scholarship Program.
And explain what that is. I mean, there's a lot of our listeners know, but some don't.
Well, guys, this is a game changer because this can pay for your college, boy or girl, young lady, young man. This pays for 4 years of college. They're at 24 different universities around the country. The one closest to us is the University of Missouri down at Columbia. There's an Evans Golf House where you stay, and it pays for everything. So there's some criteria. You have to have a financial need. That's big and that's important. You also have to have in your 4 years or 5 years, you have to have around 100 loops. So that's about 25 a year. That's not a huge ask.
No, it's not.
But, Danny, we just don't have a lot of kids doing that sort of stuff anymore. And we got to change it. And it's I get it. It's very difficult for the young men and women that are in these situations financially to get to golf courses. It's hard. There's not typically there's not a golf course right next to your house that you're going to be able to ride your bike to or walk to. But we're going to help figure that out. That's one of my missions. Our buddy Steve Wendling, who's just a great guy and does the UHY stuff that your daughter and your sons have played, and the UHY is a huge supporter of the AJGAs and junior golf. But Steve is also just a golf fan, a golf lover. He's a director with the Western Golf Association, and so we are going to work with Steve, and we're going to try to help figure out, we got to get these kids to college. We want to get their college paid for, man.
That's amazing. I'm shocked that local kids aren't taking advantage of that. And their parents. We got so many parents that listen to this show.
I know.
Why wouldn't you get your son or daughter involved? I don't understand that.
I know. We got it. I think, D, we just have to do a better job of getting this story out there. We're going to keep singing this song. And then I was talking to some of the guys with the Gateway section on how we can do a better job of getting this word into the correct areas. And then is there ways that we can help these kids out with some transportation maybe, Danny? We did this with the First Tee. When we formed the First Tee years and years ago, Danny, we sent cars over. We got people picked up. Is there a way to help? Because this can change somebody's life. It will change somebody's life. And, we got this Normandy project that you and I are both involved in and feel very strongly about. So there's a lot of uses for kids, boys and girls, to come out and caddy, man. We got to keep it going.
All right, what's at Jay Delsing Golf? What do we got?
Oh my gosh, we got quarter zips. We got this sweet camouflage hat that I have on. It's so camouflage you can't even see it.
Can't even see it.
You didn't even know I had a hat on.
I didn't. You blended right
into the woods.
Family Golf and Learning Center.
Absolutely. If you just go on jdelsinggolfshop.com, there's all sorts of different stuff to choose from, and we're adding new products all the time. So
it's got to be a fun endeavor for you.
It is, and I get to work with my daughter Gemma, who does this professionally for a company out in Los Angeles. And so she's also a merchandiser by trade. And so, it's super fun to get to do something with your kids. So she's the one that convinced me someone would actually want to wear something with my name on it. I'm like, I'm not sure.
I love it.
I'm not sure, but we're doing it.
Where's mine?
Get on there and pay, you cheapskate. I'll get you one. What do you want? Do you want one of these cami hats?
I would.
Yeah.
I love to hunt.
I know, and you're trying to help me figure out how to hunt. So we'll get one of these sent over to you.
I'd love it.
Merry Christmas. Now I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. Kind of spoiled it.
Merry Christmas to you. Seriously.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all our listeners that tune in every Sunday.
So much fun to do this with you, Danny. Thank you for, you know what, folks? You and I, this show got nominated for I guess, a worldwide podcast award. You were the one that pointed out the worldwide podcast. This show would be nothing without you. You have brought us up so many levels. I really appreciate you, and it's so much fun to do it. I love our time together.
I do too. Love you, buddy.
You
Merry
too.
Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, and hit them straight. Merry Christmas, everyone. Are you and your company struggling trying to keep up with all of your city, county, and tax state filings, Secretary of State, Department of Revenue, and FCC tax responsibilities? Well, help is on the way. Compliance Solutions is here to relieve your pain. They can prepare, file, and pay each and every one of these for you. As the industry leader, Compliance Solutions will customize a plan just for you and have you covered from start to finish. Founder and CEO Mark Lambert believes it's far more important for you to be spending time with your customers and growing your business instead of being inundated with the never-ending regulatory nightmares. Wes Johnson is the Executive Vice President, and his personal cell is 214-226-7813. Call today and be prepared to get some good old-fashioned customer service. Compliance Solutions will get you out of the weeds and back into the middle of the fairway. That number again is 214-226-7813. Do you remember the golden rule? I'm sure you do, but just in case, it goes like this. Treat people the way that you'd like to be treated. At People's National Bank, that one statement is the cornerstone of what this bank is all about. Locally owned, with 23 locations in Southern Illinois and the metropolitan St. Louis area, People's National Bank parlays a robust menu of commercial or personal banking services you could possibly need with a friendly yet hardworking Midwestern attitude. Maybe you just want to do business with a bank whose entire team lives in the same neighborhoods as we do. If you're like me and doing business with someone you trust is important to you, then People's National Bank is the bank for you. Jason Rantham, local president, is here for you to call, and he'll answer any questions you may have. His personal cell is 314-974-2243. You can also find us online at peoplesnationalbank.com. People's National Bank is here for all of your banking needs.